If you have been thinking a lot, mind racing, analyzing, needing to have reasons and answers for everything, you are not alone. Hey, I'm Angela, and I help sensitive and aware people get free of the thoughts, beliefs, patterns, and habits that keep them in pain. So let's talk about this today because I'm noticing a lot of comments, and the comments are all basically people needing to know why this is happening, why that is happening, and noticing that what they're telling themselves isn't lining up with the reasons that it's happening, analyzing, assuming all of these things that are going on in the mind right now. And I want to assure you, as always, that it is normal for where we are. Mercury retrograde is famous for pulling us back into those patterns, whatever patterns that we have that we try to still use, even though we were only using them because we were in survival mode. So Mercury retrograde is trying to show you all the ways you're still functioning in that mindset of survival mode, and it wants you to do something different. So yes, it feels more intense than usual as you're going through this. The overthinking and the emotional overload that follows it is really ramping up right now, and it can make you feel really unsafe. It can make you feel overstimulated. It can make you feel frustrated. It can make you feel ragey even, because it is showing you what's not working anymore. Survival mode like this happens in childhood. It's normal. We all learn how to do this on this planet. So it's not something that's exclusive to you or to sensitive people. Sensitive people just tend to struggle with it more because we are overthinkers to begin with. So your nervous system, again, is responding to change, responding to uncertainty. Your brain is trying at the same time to regain some sense of safety and control. But unfortunately, what your brain sees as safety and control is just, again, survival mechanisms, and they don't make you feel good. So you've got a lot of racing thoughts going on. You have all this emotional intensity, which is happening because of the thoughts that you're having. And then there's this hyper awareness of everything that you're experiencing. So it's very easy to feel out of your body and freaking out and panicking. So the most important thing you need to know is that this is not a step backwards. It is your nervous system trying to protect you. There's nothing wrong with what's happening, even though a lot of people are saying, I hate the way this feels. So, and that's normal too. Of course we hate the way this feels. So just please, if you hear nothing else in this video today, trying to figure everything out, needing to have reasons for everything, needing to have things make sense, needing to analyze, that is what's hurting right now. Because that's what this time is about, teaching you to get out of that survival mode. The energies want you to stop doing this. And that's why it feels so intense, because you're in this battle between what you want to do and what's good for you. So you have to remember that the thinking and the analyzing and the needing to have answers to everything is what got you here in the first place. That's the stress of the mind that gets you into a really bad place emotionally. So it's important to know that and to notice when it's happening. Not to beat yourself up about it, not to panic about it, but just to be aware so you can see what's happening and notice in your body what it feels like and say, oh gosh, I need to do something different so that I don't feel this way anymore. So instead of trying to solve it, instead of needing to know, what impact Mercury retrograde has on it, or what impact this has on it, or is it because someone's awake or asleep, or is it because of, what day of the week it is? Stop. None of it matters. It doesn't matter where it comes from. We only use things like Mercury retrograde or full moons to give you sort of a time marker. It doesn't mean anything. It just helps you understand where things are and why you might be feeling some intensity. But you can't live and die by that. You can't live and die by anything. The world is always changing. You're not always going to know why. And that is just life. So the more that you can let yourself, and this is all about surrender. This is about the surrender they talk about in 12-step meetings. This is about the surrender they talk about in religion. You have to let go because life is just going to do what it's going to do, whether you like it or not, whether you understand it or not. And the more you need to know, the more you're clinging to that, the more difficult this is going to be. And you're going to feel it. You're going to feel it in your body every time you try to find some certainty in your body. That is definitely when you're going to feel an increase in those like agitated things that you don't want to feel. So the next thing I want you to realize is that when you start doing the thing in your head and you start realizing that you're feeling those things in your body, that's when you need to go to your body. That's what this is about. You can't stay up here going, why? That's what's keeping you in pain. When you feel what's happening in your body, you have to go and rescue the body. You have to use the body to rescue yourself. That's why we talked about the EFT tapping and the self-Reiki, which is just the hand over the chest. It seems like such a simple thing, and most people tell me, well, that can't possibly work. Well, it does, but you have to use it. You can't just know about it. You have to use it every day. Anytime you feel like you're leaving your body because you're in your head going, why? What's this? What do I do? All of those things that are all up in your head, and you feel the tension in your head or in your face, or you feel the tension in your chest as you're doing that. Self-rescue, hand over your chest, breathe. Notice what you're doing. Notice the intensity of it. And then just start bringing yourself back and saying the simplest things to yourself. Okay, slow down. I can feel that, I'm up in my head. I need to get back in my body. Let's get back in the body. Let's breathe. Let's slow down. It's going to be so important for you to take things as slowly as possible and for you to step in when you're in that state of why? Even the answers are not going to make you feel any better. They haven't yet. You know the answers to everything, and it's still not helping you feel better because you're not coming back to your body. You're not doing the work of retraining yourself to come back to your body and let your mind, all those thoughts, let them go. Just stop giving them importance. You need to come back to your body and find the peace that is already there. That is the only thing you have to do. And I promise you that is much easier and feels much better than chasing answers that you're never going to get. So please try and remember Every time you start with the mind and the mind is going and going and going, come back to your body, hand over your chest, and breathe and say to yourself, we need calm right now. We're gonna talk ourselves down. We're gonna slow down and even start counting backwards. 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. The peace that you seek is always there for you. Thanks for being here. I'll see you next time.